Hello and welcome to the channel. Here I am again, doing a tarot read all around the astrological weather, listening into the cosmos, seeing what is loudest in the sky right now, what wants to come through for our highest and greatest good, bringing in clarity, bringing in inspiration, and yeah, just feeling into the energies and seeing where and what wants to lead us to what and how. Something like that. So I am going to get into the shuffle. Yeah, let's just get into it, okay? The sun has moved into Aquarius today. Today is January 20th, 2025. And that means that the sun is going to be making a conjunction to Pluto. So that's quite interesting, right? So there's going to be powerful... probably revealing insights, right? Insights being revealed around purpose, around soul, possibly endings, right? Because Pluto really brings endings in, but also really transcendence, right? As we shed the old, you know, we transcend an old way of identification, and the sun is very much about self. Of course, it depends on where this is happening in your chart, right? So where Aquarius is, right? And generally Aquarius is, wow, stuff's popping already. Should I count that? Maybe. It's interesting. It's the Scorpionic card, and so Pluto is sort of speaking already, right? And we're moving into the new moon in Aquarius, which is actually the start of the Chinese New Year. It's the Lunar New Year, right? In about a week from now. So we're actually in the disseminating moon phase. We're in the waning half moon phase. We had a full moon last week, and I feel like this disseminating moon has been a really powerful pivot point of really reorienting ourselves, you know, with this recognition of what we need to shed and what we need to sort of what habits we need to cut out, right? And I think this is very much, you know, a New Year's thing, right? Seeing, you know, what new habits we want to take on. So I think that's actually strongly here. Especially with Pluto coming into this conjunction with the sun. Okay, I think I'm done shuffling. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, right there. Let's see here. All right. So the first card actually that popped out first is the Six of Cups. And I believe this is the Leo in... Or no, I'm sorry, this is fixed water. So this is Scorpionic. Right. I'm not sure what necessarily planet frequency this is, but I don't recall off the top of my head, but this is Scorpionic. And this is about desire, right? There's this offering here, and there's a sense of nostalgia. Right, so something that is, yeah, just feeling, there's this innocence here, right, because they're children. So this could be, yeah, this nostalgic feeling that's coming through. Maybe it is an old desire. This is like seduction also. This is actually a very sexually energetic card. Okay, so this is basically the current energies right now. Okay, so I think the desire body is really strong. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. Yep. The Knight of Wands. And I'm trying to think where fire is right now in the sky right now. But I think this is about the approaching fire that's coming, right? So we are in Aquarius season. I'm thinking about Aries season, but yeah, it's kind of on my mind because it's going to be a really strong energy that comes in with the zodiacal new year in March. Yeah, so right, we have this energy of sort of this seduction, this sort of like irresistible quality of a situation, right? And we have this energy crossing it, which is excitement and this sense of just going for it, right? And that's great. And there is some balance here, right? Or there's this recognition or this feeling that this is aligned. This is aligned with mind, body, spirit, right? That's the sentiment here. There's a feeling of, yeah, I'm going to go for it because this feels really aligned. Venus right now is in the sign of Pisces, so there is definitely a romantic quality that's in the air. Yeah. All right. So this is grounding the question. Ace of Pentacles. So this is really the start of an endeavor that is material, right? Is something really earthy about this situation, right? This desire. There's something very earthly about it, right? And so maybe that's really speaking to the body, that the pleasure body, the body is looking for a fresh start, a more perhaps sustainably gratifying situation. But it's interesting how like in Tantra, material, like abundance is tied to sexual pleasure and, you know, like desire, the desire body. So that's interesting. That's what's kind of coming through here, right? So, so there's a new cycle. There's sort of like this new thing that wants to be initiated, right? Yeah, this new thing that wants to be initiated. This offering here. Right. Okay, so this is, this is what's crowning the question here. Right, and the question around really, if we're looking at this through the phases of the moon, this is Pisces energy. And so when we're thinking about desire, we're thinking about Venus, and we can think about Mars too, but of more of this sort of feminine desire, I feel like this is Pisces, this is Venus and Pisces coming through, right? That there is a longing here. Yes. So the water's coming in really strong. Mars is in the sign of Cancer. And so Mars is back in the sign of Cancer. So that can also be here too. Like again, Mars and Venus are really speaking to the pleasure body, the desiring body, right? Passion. This is very scorpionic, right? All right. So, okay. So yeah, we have this watery energy coming in, right? And Saturn is in Neptune. Saturn's in Pisces as well as Neptune. So let's see. This could also be the Neptune energy, Neptune and Pisces energy, right? There is something that we are maybe fantasizing about, right? Right. Something nostalgic. Okay, so this is the past. So this is mutable air. And right now, Jupiter is in Gemini, is going retrograde. And so this is interesting that it's in the position of the past. And, something may not have been well thought out, right, in the past. There's something about here that's not necessarily about deception, but coming into something that may have not been above board, right? So mutable air. So this is, right, this is Gemini energy. It's a trickster energy. So maybe the mind in the past has tricked us, maybe in the situation, right? Maybe there was an uncertainty about the mind stuff. This really speaks, like I said, to this balancing of mind, body, spirit. And so maybe it's like, you know what? Maybe I'm thinking too much. Maybe, right? I'm thinking too much about gains and losses, right? And really maybe I'm just gonna, see about this, right? Going for desire. Okay, so this is the future card. This is the position of the future, the immediate future. So being in a position of abundance and being in a place of giving, right? So this is fixed earth. This is Taurus energy. Yes. This is Taurus energy. This is Venus energy. So the thing about Venus in Pisces, you might, are we giving from a place of like total selflessness, or are we looking for something in return? We might overestimate things and be more in a space of excess, because Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, right? And Jupiter has a tendency to, enlarge things. And so, just, be careful how you're spending resources. Again, if we think about money and sex kind of in the same lexicon, I don't know if that's the word I want to say. There's a relationship there, right? So I think we may need to be careful of the affections that we're spreading around, because Venus will be moving retrograde, right? And actually Venus right now is just moving away from a conjunction with Saturn, and Saturn is really, in a way, the scales here, I feel like that's very Saturnian. Just be careful, right? So this might be coming into our awareness, right? As we're kind of like, letting romance kind of drive us forward. We just want to like give. Yeah, maybe. This is interesting. So, okay. All right. It's interesting here, this sequence here. So this is actually being patient and taking your time. So you may feel like you want to give a lot, or maybe you are in a position to be giving a lot, right? Right. But there is a sense of slowness here that's coming in. And so it's a perception thing. Maybe you feel like you're going too slow. These two energies are so different. Look at these two energies, right? So this is maybe what you want to do, but this is actually more what you are doing. And maybe that is really the medicine here. This is Saturn, Capricorn energy of really measuring what resources, what are the resources, and yeah, something to think about. Something to think about, you know. Something to think about. I think that it might be prudent to go a little slow, just because Venus is going to be going retrograde. So there's a lot of things that are happening that are much more process oriented than might seem on the surface, and that what you feel about a situation, what you feel about a deep desire, is actually going through this process, right? So Venus is going to be moving into shadow, and we're going to be revisiting these degrees again, or soon to be moving into these degrees again at the end of the month. And so what we might be perceiving now may not be an accurate or a fully informed perspective, or right, that the perception is not really informed by the full story yet. Right, so this is kind of like this quality of, we're not really sure how to rationalize things or really rationalize feelings. We don't want to overly rationalize feelings, right? I don't know. Right, there's some tension here, right? Venus is in Pisces, and the ruling sign, the ruling planet of Pisces, Jupiter, is in Gemini. So yeah, the mind can be playing some tricks on us, right? I don't know. Take what you will with these things I'm bringing up. I'm not sure if they're making sense. Okay, so we have this card, right? Yeah. Maybe we're really playing the poker face, and that's how actually we're being perceived. And maybe that's the right thing to do right now, right? I don't know. Is it the right thing to do right now? It's okay. You know, the stars aren't really telling us what we should or shouldn't do per se. It's just creating a condition, right? Okay. I need to mute my phone. Okay. Then we have... All right. So this is really the advice we should be taking right now, right? The Page of Cups. This is like, This is starting fresh, right? This is starting fresh, and I see this relationship here, right? There's an offering that's happening, right? And maybe we should not let past hurts to inform maybe this offering of the heart right now, right? Maybe there is something from the past that is holding us back. Maybe we should take a chance on it. Chance at new love, a new creative endeavor, even a new sort of spiritual outlook in life and practice. That's possible, right? So we have Saturn in Pisces, and we have Neptune in Pisces, right? So those things are definitely at play here, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, so Venus wants us to go through this process. So where she is in her phase right now, she's actually high in the night sky right now, and she's at her almost brightest, right? She kind of hit the peak of her brightest, and it's waning a little bit as she's going to be moving into shadow and starting to slow down, right? And then get closer to the earth. So actually, in a way, she's really high up there. She's really high up there in the sky, and she's really independent. And she's in this matured place. So, yeah, I don't know. It's, I'd say use more of your feeling body right now and see how that is moving desire. How, yeah, I don't think desire's bad. Desire's really good, right? Yeah. Hmm. Okay, yeah, I don't know what else to say. There's so much happening with Venus right now. Because Venus is basically at this really powerful pivot point where she's going to slow down and you are going to be rethinking things and renegotiating things, and just let the process sort of unfold. But yeah, Venus is going to be really informing a lot of the energies in the next few months. Right. All right. And what do we have here now? So the final card is wow. Okay, this is so amazing because I presenced Pluto, and there's so much here because I'm feeling into a lot of different cycles that are happening. And Pluto is actually really strong in the Venus cycle in some ways because Venus is in Pisces right now and she'll be retrograding. Well, she'll enter Aries in the beginning of February, and then she's going to be retrograding back into Pisces. But Mars right now is in Cancer and is not really in an opposition, but there was some opposition that's going to come back as Mars moves into Leo again. And so there's definitely a death that's happening around self and individuating, as well as it really coming from a place of, in some ways, emotional authority or emotional authenticity. So we have to be, authentic. We gotta really step into our true feelings about things, so that we can allow ourselves the process that's going to unfold with Venus. And I think that there's a death here. Actually, Venus does join the sun, and there is a death process that Venus is going to go through March 22nd, which is basically the equinox, right? So keep that in mind. So there's a big death that's happening with all Venusian things. And this is good. We're able to really see what's coming from an authentic place, which is coming from a more high ideal place, right? One that's higher serving to us and our soul journey, right? And our soul development. And so this is the future. There's going to be a death of some sort, an ending. Saturn and Venus is going to join again as she goes retrograde. This happens every year, but right now, because of Venus's retrograde journey, she's going to be meeting Saturn again. And Saturn sometimes signifies endings, right? So an ending of a way we're relating in a relationship, right? And this goes beyond romantic relationships. This is relationship in all ways, like all the circles, right? You can think of your intimate relationships as like the inner circle, and then it's like these concentric circles that move out. And so there could be really powerful endings and revisions and reclamations around relationships. So I think that's what's really speaking here. And I think that, again, the desire body isn't bad. It's actually leading us to more authenticity, and even in our spiritual life, right? Because we have Saturn in Pisces, we have Neptune in Pisces. So this is about some higher ideals that are coming and wanting to be expressed and live more fully in our lives. And ultimately, that's what Pluto does. Pluto destroys in order for us to make contact to the higher realms of spirituality in the soul. So these are all good things. And again, we have this Sun Pluto conjunction that's happening right now. Really, it's coming into orb, right? Yeah, and as the sun in a couple of days is going to move into, gosh, it's probably tomorrow even. Yeah, so pay attention, I think, tomorrow on what are some of the things in your ideals. about self, about soul, about purpose that might want to or need to dissolve. And it might be something not so much sudden. It's a somewhat of a fast transit because the sun moves, a degree every day. But this week I'd say pay attention to and it can be old habits. Again, this is back to the beginning of this reading, talking about the beginning of the year and this disseminating moon and how it's really reorienting us to better habits and ultimately giving ourselves the understanding of why, right? Why we are stopping certain habits, right? Right? And why we're taking on other habits and what ultimately that means for us, right? Perhaps it's gonna help us get that much closer to what we desire, right? Okay. So I think that's it for now. I mean, that's it. I think we're good. This is a really powerful time to tap into the astrological energies again because of Venus's movements and tapping into all Venusian things. So love, friendship, relationship, money too, finances, really thinking about, again, back into this idea of habits. What habits do we want to change in order to be, let's say, financially free, have the financial freedom, to do things, to acquire things, things like that. So I think that's very alive right now. So hope you're all moving through the energies with much love, ease, and grace, and see you next time.